the Grand Expedition Yak. This mount is super awesome because not only does it look unique, but it also comes with two NPCs attached to the mountain of itself. One is a vendor and repair NPC, and the other is a good old nice transmogrifier. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I seriously feel more willing and motivated to play a character when they all actually look decked out in a nice suit of gleaming armor with a nice big weapon to match the set. If I get an item that immediately ruins my transmog, I feel that motivation instantly dipping down. How am I supposed to crank out big numbers when I look like garbage? Well, fear no more, because wherever you go, so long as you can mount, you can also transmog your gear as you see fit, and if you level alone and feel super lonely, then I guess you have two monkeys also on the side pockets of the mount to keep you company. This mount is sold by Uncle Big Picket in Kunlai Summit for 120,000 gold, but if you have some extra gold, I'd suggest you buy this mount, especially if you're leveling a new toon who's gonna be on the road a lot, getting a bunch of new gear and looking like absolute trash without actually being transmogged. Number 2, the Chauffeured Chopper. Now, if we're keeping it real here, I will say right now that I am not a fan of this mount. I think this game is more than easy enough as it is right now compared to what it used to be, so having this mount added is kind of a bummer in my book, because it totally just erases the memory of the feelings that players would had when they were actually playing this game for the first time, one of which was finally amassing enough gold and being high level enough to actually buy their first mount. It truly did feel like an accomplishment and it felt super good. But obviously this isn't the case with the Chauffeur mount. However, I do know that this mount is mainly available to players who are somewhat experienced, as you do need to have 35 or more heirlooms in order to actually unlock it. Still though, I think that getting your first mount at like, what, level 20 nowadays for 1 gold is more than easy enough as it is. Speaking in terms of utility though, the Chauffeur Chopper is really nice to have since it lets you get around a lot faster and easier at lower levels, since you are being escorted around by a dude in a suit rather than running around with 100 pounds of gear on your back. If you are leveling a new toon and need to be running around a lot, especially in cases like this where, for instance, you want to be an orc but your friends want to be a tauren, and you gotta make that run from Durotar to Mulgore to catch up with them, run to Orgrimmar, and then catch the Zeppelin to Mulgore, then this mount will definitely make that journey a whole lot faster. Number 1, the Traveler's Tundra Mammoth. Now this is by far my most favorite mount in this list. I literally still use this over the Yak at times just because of how much nostalgia it gives me and how much times I have whipped it out in the past. This mount was added in Wrath of the Lich King and serves as a repair mount and also a 3-seater mount when you choose to eject the vendor NPCs in case you want to carry around 2 other friends. This mount is pretty much the same as the Yak, but it is a whole 100k gold cheaper than the actual Yak itself, making it a lot more common to have among the player base, but still all the same, just as useful. Now it doesn't actually have a transmog vendor because that wasn't a thing back in Wrath of the Lich King, but if you are on the iffy side when it comes to gold but really are debating whether or not you want a vendor mount, then definitely buy this one. It is so damn good to vendor out crap from your bags, especially in times where a hub isn't available, and the repair is great and definitely a lifesaver, especially for situations when you're in the middle of a quest or a mythic plus and you can't exactly hearth and you're dying a bunch of times and you need to repair on the spot in order to get your shit back together. The Traveler's